Now, most of you probably heard of dowsing as a method of detecting water. I'm going to be showing that first, and then I'll go on to show you how you can use dowsing in archaeology to detect other things like brick and stone as well, and so on. Now, dowsing is an ancient art. It's probably been around for several thousand years, and historically people have always used it for detecting water, for working out where to drill wells, to find lost land drains, that kind of thing. There's various equipment. In sort of medieval times, people often used a hazel wand, but that's a bit difficult to use. I've tried and I can't do it. So I use nice simple equipment. These are just a coat hanger that I've cut up and bent. I've put some tape on the end so that hopefully I don't poke anybody in the eye. And then I've got a couple of bits of bamboo. I've just cut a bamboo off just below the joint so that it's a tube with a solid piece in the bottom. If you do want to try this yourself, you could do that, or use a ballpoint pen and just take the old ink insert out and use the ballpoint pen. The point is, all you really want is just something where you can fit the wires in like that so that they're free to move like that. Because the stuff that's going to happen in a few minutes, somehow my body is going to be picking up where the things are. And the rods and my arms will move a very slight amount, and the rods are simply amplifying the movements of my arms. So if you can see now, I've just moved my wrist a little bit, and the rods are moving around a lot. So there's nothing special about the rods, they're just amplifying the movements of my body. Now, when you're learning to do dowsing, the first thing you do, I'm picking a piece of ground here which, well, last time I checked, there isn't anything under it. It's nice, clean, dry ground. So I should be able to just walk, and the rods are just staying nice and steady as I walk forwards. I've got my sort of elbows in close, I've got my arms more or less straight. I'm holding the bamboos, not the rods, and I'm just nice and relaxed. It's rather like as if you're doing an egg and spoon race and you're trying to walk along and not have the egg fall out of the spoon. Just sort of light thing so that they're not wobbling. If you bring them up too high, they start flopping all over the place. And if you walk along, I'm exaggerating, if you walk along like that, it's not going to work because they can't pick up the movement of your arms. So if you decide to learn, what you're trying to do is just get it so that you can have them as close as possible to horizontal without dancing around, about like that. That's so they're nice and steady. But now if I change direction and walk across here, if you now watch the rods, there's some water. There's another water course. Another one there. One there where the rods are. Just there. So I think there's what, 5 of it across there. So I'll just walk back again. There. Now, you'll have to take my word for it, because the gardener wouldn't like me to dig it up and find the actual water. If you don't believe it all and think maybe I'm making it up, well, the only test is really to try it for yourself. I've been letting people have a go yesterday and today, and of about, about 40 people who tried, it hasn't worked for 2 of the people. So that's it's something that nearly everybody can do, and I suspect they were just being too tense and not really quite relaxed enough about it. I hope they're not here still. So that's interesting, okay, so you can pick water, but now you actually like to use it as a tool to find out something. So I'll pick one of these water lines and I'll try and trace where that line's actually going. So if I'll pick the one that was here, I think, and so if I now just find where the rods cross, about there, I'll mark that point. Now do a few more walks across and see if we can trace where that one's going. It's there. There.